Today we are checking out the new features in the MPC 3 beta update. If you need any help installing MPC 3 to your standalone MPC, I will have a video linked in the description box to the MPC 3 beta install and activation video by AKAI Professional, which will also have a link to the beta. Okay, let's get started. So the old track mute options from 2.0 are back in 3.0. So this is how audio sounds like right here, audio muting. And now let's go ahead and switch to events. So it'll play like a tail in between the two, because some people like to tell when they mute. So let's bring it back in. And let's bring it back out. It is worth noting, if you go in between the two while you're doing it live, you'll see that it will be a healthy mixture between the two. So be conscious of that. You will have to switch in between the two though. I personally prefer instant track mutes, but I can see why people would prefer the event muting because, you know, just taste in general. And now you have that option again. So the next new feature is exporting drum pads as separate stems. So you have to already have a drum line laid out, right? So I have that, everything laid out right here. And the next thing you need to do is go to the menu screen. So make sure you go to your menu screen on your respected MPC. It's like that on every MPC in 3.0, and go to save. And from save, you'll see a new feature that says drum pads as stems. So once you select that, you will go into this feature right over here, and then you would choose export. So when you export it, you would just go into either your SD card or whatever drive that you want to save it on, and then choose a folder per usual, and then you would name that. I'm gonna go ahead and make a new folder right over here, and then I'll name it right now. The next thing is to name the project or whatever. So if you already have it saved, it'll have automatically it'll have a name, and then you hit do it, and then you'll click save. And from there, it will go through the process right here, and then you will have your stems. I just went back into the folder here, and this is what I have, and it'll play the stems. So I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Some claps, hi-hats, so everything is there and it's stemmed out. I'm not going to hold you. This is a feature that I was looking forward to for quite a while, and now that we have that, we can get right into what we like to do a lot more. Let me know if you like that feature or not. So the next thing on the list is faster sample loading time. So what we're gonna do is just go into, you know, my folder here, and you can try just whatever file that you want along with me, but I'm gonna just choose like some sounds or something like that. Maybe something like a sample. But here's some long samples here. And you know, I mess with some. I'll have it linked in the description box. It's at 16levels.com. But yeah, so let's choose a sample. Let's go with this and then load it into the pool. So that was noticeably faster, but let's try some other things too. I'm gonna load up another sample here. Ooh, that's so smooth, I swear. And let's load in the pool. Whoa. Whoa. So what you don't, it's not noticeable because I'm not comparing it to 2.0 or the older version of 3.0 beta. I am saying this, it is much faster. Usually it takes a little longer. You see it on the screen, and these samples are pretty long. If I was to go into the sample edit menu right over here, a window, and play it, you can tell that these samples are pretty long, you know, and as I'm gonna talk while it's playing. Usually a long sample like this takes a while to load up. You'll see the progression bar. So that much I can tell you is a quicker process. And with something like this streaming, it makes the process worth it some more. So I can imagine what they're gonna do, or what we can do when we're working with audio files. So here's some simple notes. I have some notes and stuff about the bug fixes, and I want to kind of address some of them. Otherwise, I'll do it on a live stream later on this Thursday or whatnot. But the first thing that they addressed in terms of bug fixing, and I have to be careful with that word because nobody likes to hear that their stuff is buggy, but at the same time, we've all been reporting to them, and everybody did a phenomenal job, by the way. Thank you so much to the community. The biggest thing was some of the files weren't saving in 3.0. I experienced that on my live streams, and that was the thing that had me wanting to go back to 2.0. Unfortunately, we do not have to go back to 2.0 because that being the issue, with all the great stuff about 3.0, that was a big issue. There were some other things like occasional hangups and stuff like that. Like if you were to go to a certain menu or whatever, there was some hangups, and sometimes when you would start a new project, it would be a huge hangup on the screen. I experienced that, so I definitely know that was an issue, and it has been addressed. Loading MPC 2 projects will come up empty. That was one of the things that was a problem in 3.0, so that has been addressed. The sample start and the endpoints are now retained on loading. That was a thing that was kind of buggy. That was a bug that was fixed. There's a whole lot of bug fixes. What's the other one too? Send2 is no longer removed from the IO after reordering receiving tracks. That was one of the bigger issues that had to be addressed, and it's been addressed. To convert into a new drum track and pop out and to create a hitbox placement was correct. I don't know what that's about, but that's how it was written down. Improvements have been made to the loading time for larger programs. I've definitely experienced that too as well, and resolved cosmetic issues with the grid lines during playback when adjusting zoom levels. Yes, if you was to go into the grid or whatnot in the older version of the beta, it will kind of bug out a little bit, so they fixed that. Mute automations is no longer locked in after track exploding. That one, I actually like that. When you explode your track and the mutes would retain, I always thought that was cool. But hey, I get it. A lot of people didn't like it, so it's not about me, it's about everyone. So I appreciate that. And as the time goes past, more of this stuff will be addressed, and you can always leave a comment below and I will report it back to AKAI, and you can always report it back to AKAI accordingly. There is some information that will be in the description box, so where you can report the bugs and stuff like that. To the right of me, I have more content for that ass. Make sure that you subscribe. Tell me how you feel about this new beta update, new features and whatever else. I definitely want to hear from you guys because we're getting there for sure. It is getting much better. I feel so much better this time around, and I definitely want to know how you feel. Make sure that you download it.